It feels like K-dramas are really stepping deeper into the horror genre lately. And honestly, I'm not complaining at all. There's just something about Korean horror that hits differently. It's not just about jump scares, but the psychological tension, the emotional weight, and the way they connect fear with human desires. So in 2026, Netflix is bringing 3 new horror K-dramas centered around curses and supernatural forces. And what makes this lineup interesting is how each story takes place in a completely different setting. From a dark royal palace to a creepy workplace, all the way to a high school filled with dangerous wishes. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What kind of horror do you actually prefer? Something intense and scary, or something slow and unsettling that stays in your head long after the episode ends? The East Palace. Let's start with the East Palace, and I think this one has the potential to be the most visually stunning out of the 3. It combines historical drama with dark fantasy, which already sounds like a perfect mix if done right. The story takes place inside a royal palace filled with political tension, hidden agendas, and of course, a mysterious curse that threatens everything. What I find really interesting here is how horror is blended with power struggles. It's not just about ghosts or supernatural events, but also about how fear can be used as a tool within politics. And when you add characters who are already dealing with betrayal and ambition, the supernatural element becomes even more intense. Personally, I feel like historical horror dramas always have this extra layer of depth because the setting itself already feels restrictive and suffocating. But I'm curious, do you think horror works better in historical settings like this? Or do you prefer something more modern and relatable? Dead End Job. Now moving on to Dead End Job, and this one might actually be the most relatable horror out of the 3, which is kind of scary if you think about it. The story revolves around a young man who takes on a part-time job that seems too good to be true. And of course, it turns out exactly how you'd expect. Something is seriously wrong. What starts as a simple job slowly turns into a nightmare filled with strange and terrifying events. And what I really like about this concept is how it plays on something very real. A lot of people have experienced jobs that feel draining or suspicious, but this takes it to a whole new level. It makes you question how far someone would go for money or opportunity. And I think that's where the horror really comes in, not just from what's happening, but from the choices the character makes. So let me ask you this. If you were offered a job with a huge salary, but something felt off, would you still take it, or would you walk away? If Wishes Could Kill. Finally, we have If Wishes Could Kill, and this one feels like it's targeting a younger audience, but that doesn't mean it's any less disturbing. The story follows a group of students who discover a mysterious app that can grant their wishes. Sounds exciting at first, right? But of course, every wish comes with a deadly consequence. And I think this concept is especially interesting because it reflects something very modern, our obsession with instant gratification. We live in a time where everything is just one click away, and this drama takes that idea and turns it into something terrifying. What would you wish for if you knew it could cost you something important? And more importantly, would you even be able to stop once you started? I feel like this kind of story is not just about horror, but also about temptation and self-control. And I have a feeling this drama could spark a lot of discussions, especially among younger viewers. At the end of the day, what makes these 3 dramas stand out is not just the horror elements, but the way they explore human desires through fear. Whether it's the desire for power in a palace, money in a job, or fulfillment through wishes, all of these stories seem to revolve around one thing: consequences. And I think that's what makes horror truly effective when it's done right. It's not just about being scared, but about being uncomfortable with the choices characters make and wondering what we would do in their place. So now I really want to hear from you. Which of these 3 dramas are you most excited about? And more importantly, which concept do you think is the scariest?